Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second game of the evening in the Golden Esports League. Right now, we bring you Drakdräpare versus 4FC in what I think will be the grudge match of the tournament. Both these teams are currently 4-0 wins and losses in the tournament. One of them, this game, will take their first loss. And as we load into the game, I know where my rares are. I hope everyone's placed their bets, because this is gonna be a cracker of a game. Waiting for the final load in. Go. And we are underway. My predictions.
Team ban.
We're going to see Ember Spirit banned, Dazzle banned right there. Bat Rider potentially banned out. I wouldn't be surprised to see a a Lone Druid ban or a Weaver ban as well coming out of Drak, since 4FC do like to run a Strangby Weaver or such, and I'm not sure. I think Dr. Internet is just a same player, just different name. I'll have to check that with the admins, but like and ban, trying to discourage the push strategy that Drak have taken a liking to. Ember will be the ban of choice for Drak. First pick, first ban does go to Drak, so they do have the advantage there. My question, though, is what are we going to see out of Drak? Are we going to see their push style, or are we going to be seeing something more mid to late game oriented? You cannot underestimate the 4FC. The 4FC can quite easily turn the momentum of a game.
Reserve time.
But 4FC do have the ball in their court for what they want to ban out. We could see the ban out on the Weaver on the Chen. We could see the ban out on the VS. These are all heroes that Drak have ran. Then again, we could see the ban on the Centaur. There is a running saying in this league with Drak. They don't play a Centaur War Runner. They play a Solentar War Runner. Stolen plays one hell of a Centaur. Very early Blink Daggers, multi-man stomps. But as always, I'm expecting just high mobility, pushing, ganking, killing in the early game. Drak have been the epitome of this. They like to get that early Blink Dagger Centaur, and then the rest of the heroes are all push-oriented, backed up by the Blink stun initiation from Solen. 4FC is certainly thinking through their options here. They're trying to figure out, okay, if we were Drak, what would we run? Going to be interesting how this plays out, and I know for a fact that these two teams have scrimmed against each other, and there's the ban out on the Centaur, so Solen will be playing something different for the first time this game, but this does open up Invoker. This is something I've been wanting to see for a while, an Invoker pickup for potentially the Steph style here. But now, well, how do 4FC answer this with the Invoker given away? That's going to be an AA who's currently maintaining a 100% pick and ban in this tournament. And potentially I should think of Visage to go with it. It would certainly be a very powerful combination. As I have mentioned before, the attack speed gained out of the Grave Chill is offsetting the attack speed loss of the Chilling Touch. So, very powerful early game combination potentially there. AA does work very well with a Weaver as well, and Strangby is quite well known for his Weaver. He plays a very, very strong Weaver.
5 seconds remaining.
But what will 4FC do with this? The AA can potentially be combined with so many heroes, with a VS, which works very well, with that Weaver for the extra attack damage, but it's going to be a Chen, so very early significance here of a push strategy. And running push against Drak will certainly be a very odd occurrence. We could be looking for a lot of early game fighting here. Early game fighting and early game tower pushing is usually the path to victory so far in this tournament. Take the early game, cement your hold, and then siege and push. But with Lycan banned out, what are they going to pair with this Chen?
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
But now what will Drak do against this? They could pick up the Doom. Doom works very well against Chen, being able to eat creeps. Really, anything that can eat through Chen's creeps works. And it will be an Enchantress. Oh man, this is going to be interesting. Enchantress versus Chen in a creep war.
Radiant team ban.
I've seen this before in a lot of pro games. In fact, this has happened many a time with Na'Vi and Alliance, because Alliance would run Ake on the Chen, and Na'Vi would just pick up the Enchantress for Puppy, and they would fight each other for the creeps. Chen's army becomes Enchantress's army. Enchantress's army get picked up back by Chen, but if that happens, Enchantress's spell will still kill the creep at the end of the duration. And now, 4FC are just going to rotate in and start banning out things like the Shadow Shaman.
10 seconds
Push.
remaining.
We see the bans on the Batrider and the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin very key to ban
5
that.
seconds remaining.
Chen will be very susceptible to Nyx Assassin ganks. Lunabit getting taken out by the 4FC. Where does this leave 4FC with their next picks? They want something that can push, that can withstand the damage out of an Invoker or an Enchantress. I raise you a Weaver. This is one of the big ones in my mind, but we do see the Puck for the mid lane, so they've cemented their pick there for Slombomb. Now for Drak. With an Enchantress in the jungle and Invoker in the mid lane, we're looking for something that can capitalise off this pushing power. Venomancer could be a potential pickup. Juggernaut as well. The Healing Ward gives such a powerful pushing synergy with many other heroes. With the Enchantress and her army, with Invoker when he wants to push into lanes. In team fights, the Ward is one of the most powerful spells, full stop. Sure, it dies in one hit, but raises the question, will we see it? Mirana being the pickup of Drak. And on that note, with 4FC, against a Mirana, and potentially what could be set up for Mirana, they need something maybe higher in armor, higher in survivability. Lifestealer will certainly fulfill that role. The other option I was thinking was Slardar, the ultimate, of course, being a very good reveal. Now for Drak, they've got their Mirana, they've got their Invoker, they have an Enchantress, and they want Nature's Prophet. This is push, ladies and gentlemen. Prophet will be playing split push Rat Dota. For their final pickup, I'm going to be curious to where we're going to see this go, because this is a very, I want to say, greedy lineup. Prophet, very greedy a hero. We all know the story of Rat Dota. Enchantress, not so greedy, but can be greedy. Invoker, greedy. He wants levels. Midas helps get him those levels. Mirana, semi-carry support, most likely, but can be built greedily. Ban out on the Shadow Demon, and the final ban coming from Drak against this lineup. I should think we're looking for a ban on something on the offlane. Maybe the Clockwork. Banning Clock, in my mind, would be a very strong pickup, because Clock can disrupt Nature's Prophets very badly. Depending on how quickly Nature's Prophet can get maybe a Blade. Shadow Blade will be a very powerful item in the game.
Reserve time.
But both teams have a good chunk of reserve time left, so they can slow down, think, okay, we want to take this hero, we want to calmly decide, we don't want to be under any pressure. Now, in my mind for Drak, they need something that can take the damage, get in the front line. Maybe the Tide, and they're going to ban the Doom out here. Very wise decision to do so. The Tide for Drak would let them just dominate team fights. They have the control from the Invoker, the Tornado ends, then comes the Ravage. While this is going on, Enchantress is raining down Impetus. You've got Star Storm, and you've got Nature's Prophet either fighting, right-clicking away, or playing a Rat Dota, and he's up on your top lane, taking your tower.
10 seconds remaining.
4FC need mobility. They need something that can get in these fights and disrupt Prophet.
Remaining.
Clockwork, in my mind, is the strongest pick available to them. They could also see the Weaver, or, in this case, the Lone Druid, which is one of Chrille's signature heroes. Bane being the final pickup for Drak, looking for teamfight control instead of AoE teamfight ultimate. We are certainly in for a show here, ladies and gentlemen. And as we enter the game, I shall introduce the team once we all load in and pick our heroes. But both these teams have some very powerful synergy available to them. We're playing 3 core with effectively 2 supports for 4FC, although Chen can be built like a core. He's going to be looking for that early mechanism. Up against the multi-lane pushing power of Drakdräpare.
10 seconds remaining.
And I'm already pronouncing that name wrong again, god damn it.
5 seconds remaining.
Now, what will interest me as we finally load in will be, are we going to see any level 1 attempts for Shan, because both teams have the potential. And speaking of potential, here comes the smoke gank, as I'll quickly introduce the team. We've got Slombomb on that Chen, we've got Dr. Internet on the AA, we've got RS Loco on the Perk, Strangby on the Lifesteal, and finally Chrille playing his signature hero, the Lone Druid. Do we have a Bacillus? Yes, we do. We have a Bacillus, as I forget the overlay fixed. With Bacillus on the field, a level 1 Roshan attempt is more than likely. Then again, here comes the scouting. We've already got a Trent going through. We've got 8 Mother on the Mirana. We have easy kills on the Invoker. We have Steph Style on the Enchantress. We have Frigalite on the Bane. And finally, that leaves on the Nature's Prophet, somewhere in the base, Solon. But the arrow will land on Dr. Internet. That's a very long-range arrow. We're going to see the initiation. Seems we are. And Roshan is nowhere near half health, so we're going to just see a fallback. We're not going to see any potential kill here, I don't think, although Dr. Internet is taking a large amount of damage. Early Roshan attempt already scouted and killed. That's 2 in one night. Early Roshan attempts are becoming a very common thing in the tournament.
Warriors of the Wood.
And Strangby doesn't have the best items going up into this top lane. He's not exactly got the regen that you would need to survive the lane, but then again he's up against Solon, who's not going to be doing that much in terms of harass, I don't think, so he should be fine. And we do have an Invisor up on the top lane. Now Step Style playing that Enchantress. We're looking just for control of the jungle, and he's going to try to get up as many levels as possible. If he's going to be the mech carrier, that would work out quite well. Boots and mech is what I'm expecting out of him in the end. Easy kills in the meantime. Does have Blades of Attack. He's got 2 tangos given to him by the supports and 3 sticks. So he's going to have a good amount of attack damage going into this lane. He's got 50 up against the Puck, who's currently on 54. So he's not too far back, and he is going for Quaswex by the looks of things. Otherwise you would generally see the Exhort at level 1. In the meantime, Solon is going to be harassing Strangby a good amount, actually. And Strangby's not exactly where he wants to be. He's going to be able to fall back and salve up, sure, but Solon should have control of this lane for the time. In the meantime, here comes Frigalite looking for Chrille. Are we going to see the Nightmare drop? No, he's just going to try to draw some harassment, it seems. I'm surprised we didn't see the attempt there with the Nightmare. He could have moved the Nightmare and tried to get the Sacred Arrow combination, but with the Bear there to try to stop that, it would be very harsh.
Nice
Strangby is
try.
continuing just to take a good amount of harassment. He's going to be forced to salve up now, but he needs to be careful. He is taking a large amount of damage. Back in the mid lane, Easy is going to be going for as much harassment as he can. He's opted for the level 2 Invoke, so he's going to be able to drop the Cold Snap onto Eris Loco if he tries to get too ballsy. Probably a very wise idea considering this game. Now, my expectations on this game will be 4FC are going to just get the levels up as quick as they can on the Puck, then start to roam and gank and buy Chrille time. This is all about buying Chrille time. If Chrille has bought enough time to get maybe a Radiance or Maelstrom, depending on how he wants to play this one, things are going to go badly for Drak. It's up to Steph Style and crew to gank as much as they can, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to look for Chrille, and this is going to be the first blood right here. Frigalite will pick that up with the Brain Sap.
Oh, let his nightmare never end.
And being caught out in the jungle like that is not what you want, not in the slightest. Now, for 8 Mother, I'm expecting to see full phase, maybe drum into a diff or S and Y depending on how he wants to go. Could see the earlier BKB, sure, or the Desolator. However, in this game, he's going to want something that equally gives him survivability as well. Otherwise, he could potentially die very quickly to the power of Strangby, hell, let alone the power of Loco on that Puck. But now Easy does have good control of this middle lane. He is going Quaswex. So we're going to see Tornado, EMP, just full out control build, which does a fair amount of damage on its own, I'll add. Just the strength of EMP. But as we look around the map, we can see that Chen is equally getting his fair share of farm. Slombomb in that jungle, just picking up everything he can. He's going to be looking for his arcanes and mechanism as soon as humanly possible. And then they're going to be looking to push. I'm wondering if we're going to see the nuke build or the creep build out of Chen. That's going to be something we'll check on when he hits level 5. And Chrille does have those boots already on his hero, so he doesn't really want to die to the potential attack of Frigolite with a brain sap into an arrow. A very real risk. Speaking of real risks, here comes Steph style, round the back. Does have more than enough damage to potentially kill Chrille there. And with the slow and the brain sap, this is going to be another kill going the way of Drakdräpare.
Dearly departed.
Chrille not doing too well on his signature hero so far, and very good rotation and ganks coming out of Steph style and the entire side of Drak. And Solan's coming back up here. He's going to continue to split push and apply pressure. We do have an invisibility rune available for Loke. Now, 4FC need to be careful. If the Lone Druid does not get the required level of farm in a reasonable amount of time, he is effectively just going to become food. Especially if Drak keep dedicating ganking time to him. Or, in this case, pushing time. With this wolf, as well as the Bacillus available for 8 Mother, the tower will go down very quickly. These creeps are going to be doing a very large amount of damage. They're doing 6 extra damage right now compared to normal. And this tower will fall unless support is brought in. Speaking of bringing in support, we do have boots available now for Frigolite on the Bane, so he's going to be able to catch those nightmares a lot easier. And this is what we're looking for, the siege and the push is already coming through.
Around the tower means. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Run, little bottom tower.
And this is going to go down in a very short amount of time as well from here. I don't think we're going to be able to see the defense. Are we going to potentially see the deny? Chrille needs to be careful about coming forward, because the nightmare is an option here.
What a brave tower.
Oh, it's going to be denied. Chrille actually getting a reprieve there. The fact that Drak didn't hang around, they should have checked the tower there. A slight misplay. Solan, in the meantime, does have full phase boots, and he's continuing to throw harassment into Strangby. Strangby currently 29, 30 for 5. He's doing well so far, as the line is drawn there for Solan to be very careful of, apparently. Got to be careful of the AA. Then again, the AA is mid. He is rotating in the back foot. He's only level 2 though. He's not doing too well in terms of levels, but here is the Chen as well. Does have the CC available to him and drops the sentry. That's going to be the end of easy skills, and that will be a kill going the way of AA. And it is going to be a 3 creep build, so we're going to see potential push power coming out of Slombomb. Not going for the nuke build, looking for extra ganks. Again, Steph style needs to be careful equally. He does have himself boots now, as well as wards and a smoke available to him. And will defend this tower up with a tornado coming out of the Wild Kin. Now, Strangby, he has got that Quelling Blade for the sheer risk of getting caught by the Sprout. And if Sprout happens and he can't get away from it, he's going to take a very large amount of damage. Now, Solan does have phase boots, so his attack power is already up at 90 per hit, and that's before armor, of course, but all it will take is one rotation and gank from Easy or from the supports to pretty much spell doom for Strangby on this Lifestealer or Dr. Internet up on this AA. Then again, many wards are out around this Roche pit, watching out for where Chrille goes, since early Roshan is a possibility coming out of 4FC. Now, what I will find curious is how much Solan's going to be able to get, because currently Strangby's just being left alone. And with the fact Lifestealer's being left alone to farm, it warrants the thought that that could be a very scary thing in the mid-game, leaving a Lifestealer well enough alone. But sure, they have an Invoker to provide control, Rage doesn't really care about all that. Nice, relatively slow-paced early game. Not looking for those early pushes yet coming out of the Chenin and the Enchantress, which sort of surprises me. Now, Chrille, he does have 300 gold available to him. He's opted just to grab Boots on the Orb of Venom for his bear. He needs to really find the farm. He's going to be very much tankier compared to the previous ganks that have happened to him. Now he's got that bear form, but where are Drak going to find the kills? This is the question I would like an answer to. They do find the haste room for Loco, as well as the smoke. This is the potential we're looking for. Could be going for Solon, rotating around the back, and by where the pings are going, that's what they're going to look for. They want to bring down Solon before he can start to find too much. And he's already level 6.
Come!
And he needs to get back. He's wise to this. I reckon he knows something's up. The ward placement here as well will reveal Solon. And in comes Loco. They're looking for the opportunity. And with the Dream Coil down, that should be the end of that. But nice placement of the Sprout. But Solon still caught out. They need to catch him, and they will do so. Loco blinking forward and maintaining vision there was the key thing. But this ward here, just in case of any invisibility shenanigans this early from Nature's Prophet. I'm wondering if they were expecting Mirana with the Moonlight Shadow. She did use it in that fight, but the drop of the sentry being more than enough to secure the kill. In the meantime, Chrille is just going to farm up the Ancients, continuing to get what he can where he can. And Frigolite does get a smoke for himself as well. Now that raises the question, are we going to see the push on the top lane? It seems that's going to be the order of business for Drakdräpare. Sorry, for 4FC, and Drakdräpare need to defend this.
Are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But as this fight continues and we get a full drum out for Strangby, it's going to be very hard for Drakdräpare to hold this. Then again, there's the Nightmare. Long range arrow coming in, but immediately gets hit by the creeps, so they drop the Fiend's Grip instead. Strangby's in a very bad way and should go down here. Starstorm will be enough to clean that up, and 8 Mother will pick up the kill.
Pathetic whelp.
So very, very trade for trade equal early game so far. 3 kills apiece. Bomb in the meantime will continue to pick up creeps. He's going for that mechanism. Almost got it up. He's only 200 gold away, if that 150 gold is more likely. And here comes the attempt on Easy. The silence is there, as well as the Dream Coil. Should be more than enough, and Easy will take a fall to Dr. Rinton upon that Ancient Apparition once more. Now we've got TPs coming top. They want to hold this top lane, but Strangby is TPing up to defend this. However, in comes the rotation, possibly from behind from Stephskull. Going to drop that ward so he can see Strangby and what he's up to. They need to get a good arrow here. That or a good Nightmare. Nightmare will lead. Are we going to look for the arrow? Yes, we are, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough. The Rage was there, so they're not going to be able to follow up with any good amount of damage. And now comes the slow on 8 Mother. He's going to be forced to TP away, but in comes Chrille. Is he going to be able to get away? Yes, he will. Not enough control, and there is no stun available for them yet. The creeps were too far away from Chen. Here's the one thing that does occur to me. They do lack stuns for 4FC before they get bashes up. But they can see exactly what's going on behind this tower. They know Steph Style is here ready to defend it. They know Frigolite is here to boot. And with that mechanism now up for Slombomb, 4FC will maintain control of this game as they take the first non-denied tower off the game.
Anymore, it turns out.
And it just raises the question, how are Drak going to hold this push? Because the amount of power now coming out of 4FC is quite scary. This bear is max level, so it does have the tower destruction aspect. But, of course, Moonlight Shadow is even scouted out by the squad here. He walked straight into it and they knew the defense was coming. But 4FC aren't ready to give this up. They're ready to come back in and continue their siege. However, with no Moonlight Shadow, this is going to be a very hard one to stop. And there goes the open wounds. The leap away doesn't get caught by the Ice Blast, but should be more than enough to bring down the tier 2.
Bottom tower is under attack. Run, little bottom tower.
However, it is denied out by Frigolite on the Bane.
Has been denied. Cold-blooded.
And Solon has been forced to rotate into the jungle to get whatever farm he can. He does have enough for that Midas very soon. You know, he does have enough for that Midas now, but if he goes for Midas, he's sort of going to have to try to get a lot of farm in a very short amount of time for it to pay off. As here comes the next smoke. We're looking for the rotation. Who are they going to go for this time? They could certainly rotate up and catch Loco on the puck. That would be an easy kill in my mind. Then again, another Midas coming up. Double Midas now in favour of Drak. They're going to be looking for going on Chrille, who is far behind enemy lines. He must realise something's up. He's picked up a TP, but he's got 30 seconds on it. He's walking back straight into an EMP. There's the Fiend's Grip to boot. There's going to be no escaping this for Chrille. He's done. He's toast. Or is he? There's another Nightmare just to ensure it. In comes the Frost Blast. If he gets a counter kill here, that would be huge, as he does get entangling roots. He does have the shatter on him from the Ice Blast. So 1-for-1 trade, and Solon will be a 2-for-1 trade in favour of 4FC. Now looking for easy. The slow is there, but there's the Ghost Walk. He wants out of there. I'm surprised it took them so long to kill Chrille.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Oh, that's got to hurt.
But 8 Mother in the meantime wants to continue the siege. He's going to go for this top tier one. Now we're going to take a quick look at the graphs at the 14-minute marks, as they're looking to see. Experience is about 3k in favour of the 4FC, and about 1,000 gold. This is soon be a 2,000 gold lead if this tower goes down. However, top lane we do have TPs coming out from Chrille. He wants to try to stop this push and will manage to do so. However, this tower has taken a large chunk of damage. Mass TP's coming down to the bottom lane though. Friggly coming in, trying to get what he can. Solon is here as well, and they're going to look for Strangby. The arrow did miss, and now Strangby getting cold snapped up. This is not good for him. Tornado will be next. The CC is more than enough, and even with Starfall and Brain Sap, down goes the Lifestealer. Took a lot of commitment though to kill that. So they lose a tier 1, but they pick up a Lifestealer. Still very strong and in favour of 4FC, and we're looking just to continue the split push and pressure. Chrille will farm up on this top lane. He's got 1,500 gold available to him. He's starting to build up money towards that potential Radiance pickup. On the flip side of this coin, Solon, he's going to continue just farming up what he can. He's looking for potentially the Shadowblade or a Desolator, depending on what route he wants to go. If he wants to go Brawler, or does he want to go Split Push? Other ways around the map, we've got full treads up for Steph Style, and from here on, he's going to be flying out to him a Ogre Club, so potentially either a BKB or more likely an Aghanims. Look for that early survivability and stat boost, as well as the very devastating increase to Impetus's damage potential. 8 Mother, he's got a Midas of his own, and he's going to be looking for, I should think, maybe a Deso. He does have 1,000 gold. He's not bought an Ogre Club, which is significant, so he could pick up a potential Mithril Hammer. Or then again, he's picking up a Blade of Alacrity, so this is very likely to actually be a Diffusal Blade. The Diff Blade could be very strong going into this game, giving them a slow and more control of the fight. Friggly, he's got Arcanes as we hear a potential kill going down. They will manage to find the Invoker, but now, well, they can't really continue this chase. That's a max rank untouchable. Steph Style's nearly unkillable by that Lifestealer. They need nuke damage to kill him, and they won't find any. But the tier 1 in the mid lane will be the order of business, and with this falling, just controllers building for 4FC very quickly. And they will find the bear as a counter kill. That's 300 gold and a good chunk of experience going the way of the Drakdräpare side. But I still find it a very uncomfortable and unpleasant situation for Drak to currently be in. Now you have to start factoring in the split push pressure of Solon. He's going to be looking to get whatever he can. He's not opting for a Deso or a Shadowblade. He's instead going straight for that Necro book. So it is going to be a split push Solon. But Chrille is already here ready to defend this. He's going to rotate in. He does have presence of Chen and AA nearby, and Chrille won't die very easily either. He has a very large amount of armor available to him at the 17-minute mark. He has about 11 armor. That's only going to get better for him over time.
Now belongs to the Aegis.
Meantime, middle lane, this side of Drak do find themselves one extra tower, so it's going to try to bring the gold more in line with them, try to limit 4FC's lead. Solon will just continue to split push and get whatever farm he can across the map now. Meantime, for Easy, he's going straight for an Orchid, so we're not going to see a Midas up on him, which could be generally bought to increase his level advantage. Then we're going to look for a Silence to go up against that Puck, which in my mind is the better pick. Keeping Puck down is a very good idea, lest you have a Puck jumping around the map Like the last game with a Blink Dagger with a high-level Dagon and a Sheep Stick. But all of this time that is being spent just trying to farm up is time where Chrille is doing his thing, and he's up at 3,600 gold. This is relic money right here. And when a relic comes up, Drak are going to have issues. And it is a Yasha, actually, not a Diff Blade coming up for Ape Mother. So looking for an early Manta, quite possibly. Do we see the long-range arrow coming in? It's certainly an option. Ape Mother's lurking, waiting for it. Easy's here as well, and here comes the Moonlight Shadow. This is the rotation they want to try to kill Chrille, but Chrille is already backing up. They're going to have to go quite deep to find him, and they'd find Dr. Internet first. But here comes Ape Mother. They know that there's something going on here, and they're going to look for Dr. Internet, but one arrow and he's going to back away. Not a chance. And we have 2Ps coming up here as well. Loco is here on the puck, does have that Blink Dagger available, as well as 3,300 gold! What the puck? But Necrobook is now up for Solon on the Nature's Prophet. Raises the question, what is Puck going to buy with that money? We're actually going to keep an eye on Puck for a little bit so we can see what he buys. Easy will start farming up Ancients as best he can to try to get something out of this. Solon will just keep split pushing. I'm not sure I agree with this option from Drak. They have the Enchantress, they can look to push, but this is just giving Chrille time what they're currently doing. And Krille's, as I mentioned earlier, Krille's Lone Druid is one of his signature heroes. He is very well practiced and very well trained with that hero. And with Easy having a full Orchid, sure, they can try to nuke him down, but he's still a very high armored, high survivability, high HP hero in the early game. Strangby is equally finding farming time as well. He's up at a Sanjin Yasha, a Drummer, Bacillus, and Phase already. With 1,200 gold still in the kitty, so we're possibly looking for the Heaven's Halberd out of him if he wants to split that S and Y. If not, we're going to be looking for a Basher. And here comes the potential for the Puck Bomb. We do have the Ultimate Orb bought out by Loco, so we're going to be looking for a very early Scythe of Vice at this rate. And there's the blink in. Unfortunately, finding creeps.
Behold!
The Siege now needs to come for this mid-tier 2, potentially. We've got Easy lurking. He needs some backup, though. He needs the support of Solon, or Solon needs to start split pushing something quite strong. He wants to go top lane, I know. That tower is still up, and it's a very low HP. He can kill that very quickly.
Pull roots.
But in comes another long-range Ice Blast that will actually catch on Frigolite. In the meantime, we do have that relic up for the bear. How much gold do we need for the full recipe? He's pretty much got the recipe. The window of opportunity for Drak now is closing. They were on the clock, and now Chrille is getting that relic. If Chrille starts getting up other items, it's going to be very, very hard as they catch the Chen army, starting to kill that off as best they can. Puck, in the meantime, I keep my eye off the top lane for a half second. They managed to find the Enchantress. Strangby is there with the Rage as well. The Lifestealer Bomb already starting to work out in favour of 4FC. Now, mid lane wise, TP's in from Chrille, and he's just going to continue to look and split push. And now's flying out the Relic the Radiance recipe, and with this up, this is where 4FC have their timing window. This is where we want the Roshan, we want to see the split push. Everything right now should be centrifuged on. Let's get as much map control as possible for the 4FC. Especially with the race car life stealer present as well. And just look how quickly Roshan falls. And with Roshan going down, this is going to be a very worrying time, as we do get the long range arrow, crashes straight into Chrille, who now has no mana, but Chrille doesn't care so much. He has all of the HP in the world, and a lot of armor to boot. He's up at 14 armor right now. And we even have, oh, that is huge. That's a 22-minute Aghanim's on Dr. Internet. Sure, he's 3 and 2, but now he's got an 18-second Frost Blast. This could potentially be more than enough to kill Solon. All he needs is a tiny, like, poke or prod and he'll die. We also have the Vladimir's offering available now for Chen, so he's going to be looking to commit all of the auras into the next team fight. And we'll take a quick look at the net worth, shall we? That's a very, very, very fat lifestealer up at nearly 11,000. You've got then a 10,000 and a 9,000 gold, respectively, Mirana and Nature's Prophet. But equally so, then you've got the Radiance Bear, which is going to start bringing in all of the gold in the world for Chrille. Sol, in the meantime, does have that full Necro 3, and he's going to be looking to split push and cause any form of havoc that he can, even throwing the ultimate, doing what he can in terms of harassing down the enemy heroes. And the Necro 3 is just causing havoc in the mid lane, sieging the tier 2 slightly. Equally, this tier 1 still is basically 1,000 gold sat right there ready to be killed. So I'm wondering how long it'll take before we see this.
Up at you.
Solon needs to be very careful of this bear at this point. They realise now the Radiance is up, and he's going to start finding all of this extra gold in terms of Nature's Prophets, Elementals, the Treants. And he's just going to look to split push that lane. The tier 2's already down up there, so it's basically all free farm for Chrille. And it just raises the question, are we going to see the AC next on the bear, or what are we going to get next? Nothing up on the career for anyone yet. Slombomb does have the mechanism as of Vladimir's and Arcane Boots. He's quite a rich little Chen right now. And it raises the question, are we going to see the Aghanims next on him? We have almost a full sheep stick for Loco, as well as inside him is a life stealer who's ready to fight with an Aegis of Immortality. And with the smoke as well, this is the opportunity that 4FC want. They want to try to find whatever they can here. And if they get the good jump or kill, potentially on the target, which is 8 Mother here, this will be very bad for Drakdräpare. They cannot afford to lose 8 Mother. But they realise, oh, there's a Mirana right there. I'm just waiting for the blink. Where's the blink? Surely 8 Mother's not going to get away. Silence will miss. The orb will come down, though. There's the leap away. Lifestealer will miss, but there comes the Dream Call. Now in comes easy kills, as well as Friggly. The Fiend's Grip is there for Friggly, but it's cancelled out by the Storm. And now goes down the Mirana, looking for more. The Dr. Internet will drop a devastating Frost Blast onto Friggly, and, well, Chrille will just do what Chrille does and bring down the Invoker. Tefstyle needs to be very careful now as well. He's quite squishy. He's looking to finish up the Aghanims, but with 1,300 gold, he's still a good 700 away from it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He needs time, and he's not getting time. Solon's trying to do what he can, but look at this. Look at the rotation up here. Looking just to try to stop this tower falling. It will now be denied out, and Chrille is just keeping good control of this map right now. But at the same time, you've now got a push coming down the mid lane from the 4FC. This is a very fast lifestealer, as we mentioned earlier, and he's just going to be able to push this down. He's got 4,000 gold. What the hell is he going to buy now? Basher certainly springs to mind here. He could go for a full armlet, but at this point in, a Basher, I think, would be stronger. He already has the attack speed from that Yasha part of the Sanjin Yasha. It's becoming a very hard hill for Drakdräpare to climb, and they need to try to find kills on Lifestealer and on Puck when they're separated from the team, or hell, even Chrille here. And Chrille is separated right now, but killing him is going to be far too hard. I mean, he's at 1,750 HP with 2 sticks and a pair of brown boots. All because of his ultimate form, which is also giving him an extra 6 armor. Quite a scary feat. And now we've got the split push coming down on this bot lane as well. The tier 2 at this rate will fall. Puck does have that full Scythe of Vice. Inside him is a life stealer with 4,100 gold. Still no pickup on another item. Aegis reclaimed in under a minute. And to top this all off, Dr. Internet lurking at the back with their Aghanims level 2 Frost Blast ready to go. And it's going up top towards the top lane. And TP's already heading up there as the tower is going to fall here if they're not careful. However, it's going to be a trade at this rate. In comes a long-range Ice Blast, going to catch, and in comes the Lifestealer Bomb. Massive kill going out onto the Mirana. Now looking for Solon. Dream Call will drop. They need to bring him down, but they're not going to be able to. And he's away safe. But Aegis reclaim in 30 seconds, and they lose a tier 2 at top. They gain a tier 2 on the bottom lane. Were any of those denied? No, they weren't. So Slightly in favour of 4FC there, considering they picked off a kill onto the Marana as well at that top lane. And now comes the Aegis for Steph Style. Sorry, not Aegis. In comes the Aghanims for Steph Style. He's going to be looking to rain in some more damage now. He's got that increased range potential. And now comes the Skull Basher out for Strangby on that life steal.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. That's not gonna hold.
This is going to be an Abyssal Blade, and it's going to be a very quick one at that, as the tier 2 in the mid lane gets shredded. All outer towers now down in favour of 4FC. And now the tier 3, they're just going high ground. They don't even care anymore. In comes the Tornado EMP to try to stop this good chunk of mana being drained. But it does not matter. Between Rage and everyone else running away, the EMP came up short as the tier 3 in the mid lane will fall.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Now looking for that easy entangle, but not going to find it. Got to be very careful of this, and they do have a Lifestealer Bomb ready to go. Are they going to re-engage with this creep wave? It's certainly an option. If they find anyone, it'll be easy. They want to bring down the Invoker before he can be a pest.
By the gods, the Dire's bottom tower doesn't even have arms to defend itself. What a brave tower.
You can see what Solan's doing. He's doing all he can to try to split push and get control, but it's not going to be enough. Even with the Necro 3 creeps, the tower did not fall. We do have a 4-man smoke gang rotating towards the top lane. Solan is present on that top lane as well. He's trying to do what he can. They need to find a pick off on Slombomb. Killing Slombomb here would be quite key. He's got that Hand of God ready. If they can take Hand of God out of the next fight, and it seems they will, and Slombomb will get obliterated under the firepower coming out of Drakdräpare. No Hand of God in the next fight will be key, but now come the TPs back. They need to stop the potential for Rax. Now Solan does have a Mithril Hammer. Are we looking for that Desolator now he's got the full Necro 3? It's certainly an option. For Steph Style, I'm wondering what we're going to see next out of him. Potentially an Orchid or a Scythe of Vice would scream as the obvious picks for me. Would certainly work out quite well. Strangby in the meantime, he's got 3,000, he's got 4,000 gold. He's going to be getting that Abyssal Blade very soon as the AC comes up for Chrille on that Lone Druid. His bear is now getting big. Respect the size of this bear. 4-star up for Chen as well, so he's going to be looking to try to escape from these ganks that keep hunting him down. And the Lifestealer Bomb is ready to go again. The amount of time Lifestealer has spent inside Loco is sort of irrelevant, considering how much gold he has still managed to acquire. He's giving up a lot of farming time just by hanging around inside Loco, but look at the Lifestealer's items, goddammit. He does not care, he's just gonna do what he wants. He's got so much, and still just sitting in the puck. Chrille is just still continuing to farm up. He's just wants to get bigger. It's all he cares about. I'm surprised we're not seeing the potential split push on the tier 3. They're looking for potentially a pick-off maybe beforehand, but we see the rotation up. Moonlight Shadow is there. They want to kill off Slombomb again, and killing him would be a pretty big kill at this point. EMP will drop. There's the Orchid as well. It's too late for you, sir. Long range arrow will miss, but now comes the support. Hand of God will drop. Easy. Gets sheeped up. Scythe of Vice is there. And that's going to be the end of that, but in comes the Fiend Script, going to be enough to obliterate Loco. Strangby now in the mix, just shredding Bane. Geometry Sight is on the deck, now comes in Solan, looking just to finish off Slombomb. One more right click will be enough, but it's not enough, and Solan now gets bashed out. He needs to escape this, he needs to TP out. The pings go out, they know he's there, and in comes from the back foot Chrille, picking up a triple kill. Huge potential coming out of this bear now. This is pure scary. And how much gold does Chrille have? Chrille, what did he just buy? He bought Boots of Travel. That's a fast Lone Druid. He can appear anywhere. 8 Mother does have that full mantra and 3.1k gold in the bank, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold these racks solo. Arrows will fly trying to delay this push, but at this point it does not matter. Full Abyssal Blade now out for the Lifestealer. And even 8 Mother trying to do what damage he can to that bear, it's just pinging off his hide. Now we'll take a quick look around the map. We've got Yule's Scepter up for the Ancient Apparition of Dr. Internet. For Puck, we have the Boots of Travel himself, which works very well in combination with Slombomb's Chen, who now has that 4 staff that he completed a little while ago. For Strangby, he's got that Abyssal Blade and 1.5k in the bank, and it's Roshan time, and he's going to obliterate in a few seconds flat. TP away for Chrille there, who's going to go back to the fountain, pick up his own Boots of Travel. And now he can get back into these fights very quickly, which works out very well in combination with the send back from Chen, the Test of Faith. Solon, he's got 1400 gold. He needs a Scythe of Ice in my mind so he can sheep out and lock down Chrille, or, more importantly, Loco and his Lifestealer friend lurking inside of him. Speaking of Lifestealer friends, they're going to look potentially for Solon, but he's well enough away. He's not going to get caught out by this gank attempt. Now for Easy, he's got that 4 stuff of his own, trying to keep himself alive more than anything. And with max level Wex, we've got 3 levels up in Quas. I'm wondering if we're going to start seeing Exhort points here, just for the ability to fight. And now, there's the Fiend's Grip, catching Chrille out, but Easy is taking a huge amount of damage from the bear, and in comes all of the TPs onto that bear. Everything going wrong. The EMP doesn't do enough. Solon getting caught and forced back. Double kill up for Strangby. Make that double kill up for Loco as well. Enchantress just coming back into the fight and getting obliterated. There's no way for Drakdräpare to stand if 4FC can engage like that, and all it takes is Chrille to walk in. Chrille being so tanky and carrying an Aegis, then in comes the mass Boots of Travel. And in come more Boots of Travel. We've got buybacks from Drakdräpare to try to hold this, but the racks are falling.
That means you can't hurt him right now.
At this point in, 4FC have everything they need to maintain this advantage. Even the EMP dropping it's not enough. And they're looking for more racks. They're going to go top tier 3. They don't care anymore. Long range arrow comes in, impacts a raging Lifestealer. He does not care. And now the racks, top lane, gonna go down at this rate. The Deafening Blast certainly buying time, but nowhere near enough. And now in comes the jump, and Easy going to be the target of choice here. Nightmare drops to try to prolong this, but it does not matter. The Scythe of Ice is there. Mega kill for Strangby. Now looking for more. Bashes Friggly out. Make that a mega kill as well for Dr. Internet. Long range. Now going even into the fountain, but it does not matter. GG well played has been called. 4FC 5-0 in the tournament. Drakdräpare take their first loss at 4-1. Well played, ladies and